So we are back with Trudy Benson at her studio, and we're just talking about how she works on her paintings, like starting with the background and then moving on to the next stage. This is perhaps kind of stage 2, also unfinished painting. Can you talk about what's happening there?
Well, I think this one is also going to be kind of like the last one and the painting. But I like to make the virtual space and then make kind of an armature and paint to hang the thicker paint off of.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was trying to this one's already lighter than the last series, so I'm trying to lighten things up a little bit.
In what way, lighter?
A lot of the paintings in the show, or the newest paintings in the show at Freight and Volume are, there's a lot of heavy black and just dark spaces and mostly bold colors. So I wanted to get some beige in here and have some softer colors.
Yeah, so this is maybe a better example of what you have at the show at Fright and Volume. Colors. So there's another painting here that looks slightly different from what we've been looking at right now and from your show. This here. Does it have a title?
It does. I don't remember now. This one's also from last year too. It's just one of my favorites.
And that's before you jump into more abstract. This is kind of a transitional, maybe piece, isn't it?
I like it. The foot is kind of cartoony and it breaks up a lot more than most of the other old work.
Actually, now we can go. Maybe we saw a little bit of a more quite representational figurative work there in the bathroom. Every corner is being taken by some painting. So when did you do this one?
This I did in my last year at VCU.
Was this for graduation show as well? Did you?
We didn't have thesis shows then, but we had group shows throughout the year, so this was probably in a couple different shows.
So, yeah, this painting has a lot less paint. Did you do a lot of? Is this a portrait of someone that you know, or is it from the head, or?
It's painted from a photo that I have of myself when I was like 4, I think.
Oh, this is your self-portrait then.
But it's exaggerated and has red glowing eyes.
I see. Quite different. And all right, so there's more works here. Are they yours?
No, they're Russell's. Russell Tyler.
Russell Tyler. So it's hard not to notice that there is a lot of maybe influences between you two. How is you sharing studio with your husband, and how do your work influence each other? How do you influence each other?
We both came here using a lot less paint, and then working together. We're both here in the studio working a lot. It's something we do every day for a long time, and I think we're looking at each other's work, and we can't help bouncing off of each other, and then also one of us will figure out a new way to use paint, and so the other person might experiment with that too. So yeah.
Perhaps we can go and see some of his paintings, which we see all over the place.
This is his Wolfman painting. This was in his thesis show. So, and this one is one of his ice cream men, he calls them. I think it's a shaman too. He doesn't really like this painting. I really like it.
It looks a little bit like a Nick Cave sculpture.
Oh yeah, I've told him that before. The old sculptures that were colorful.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't know, he hadn't seen those before, which was interesting.
So let's see his part of the studio now. That's going through Trudy's studio. So introduce this place.
This is Russell's studio. It's kind of, it looks like Francis Bacon's studio, I think. It's, you can see the wall over here. Paint just kind of falls everywhere. There's just a pile of paint on the ground. But
so when do you have to move out of here?
July 1st is our last day.
Do you already have a studio
No, not yet.
move plan?
Not yet. We want something in the neighborhood because we live really close to here. So.
See. Right. Any questions, Koska?
What you should say.
I'm sorry?
Well, and so I mean, so you're searching for a new studio, and do you prefer to have a studio next to your living space or not? What do you think?
That was Koska, the other part of New York Art Beat, and yeah, so
I'd like to have something close to home, so that I won't have to commute a long time to the studio. But I can't have a live workspace, even with ventilation, because I use a lot of toxic paint. So.
wow, that's exciting. Which one is the most dangerous?
These guys. One shot. It's cancer paint.
How does this look like on the canvas?
It's this black, shiny, drippy areas, and this piece too. So, and the gray. You just can't get that surface in like thick opaque drips with anything else, I don't think.
Yeah, so as we were talking, you mentioned that you use different kinds of paints, including this one, and some of them are like house paints and others are usual oil paints. It's quite interesting. And I guess we are ending on this lighter, heavier note. So thank you, and
Thank you for coming.
until next time.